Today, we're diving into a major move by Ripple and why they're reportedly looking to spend $1 billion buying XRP. And they're doing this potentially rather than simply tapping into their escrow holdings. So, if you're interested in crypto strategy, XRP supply dynamics, or what this means for the overall market, stick around, stay tuned for this video. We're here to break things down for you guys. If it's your first time here, my name's Zach, been a crypto content creator since late 2020, been in the market for a long time, learning every single day. If you guys are coming back here and you've been here before, welcome back. Smash that like button for us if you haven't already. I know times are tough right now. People are running around saying crypto's gone, crypto's done. I don't think so in the slightest. We are still making some major bets right now in the market. You can check out the link down below in the description if you want to see all the moves I'm making right at the top of the description. But let's get into this top story, because the surprising part about this is that Ripple is already holding billions of XRP in escrow. So, yet now they want to be raising fresh cash to buy more. So why? Why would they do that? What's the advantage versus just using what they already control? And that's what we're going to unpack in the video. So, first, for a bit of context, Ripple has a large portion of XRP locked up in escrow. And this is designed to basically release tokens gradually in order to manage supply and market impact. It's one of the very, many reasons why I like XRP. But we're also seeing a growing trend in the crypto world. Institutions setting up XRP treasuries. For example, Vivo Power recently raised 19 million to expand its XRP treasury. Firms like Everything Blockchain, Trident Digital, they've all announced their plans to build XRP treasuries as well. And this signals that besides using escrow, the community is treating XRP like a treasury asset, much like companies hold cash or gold on their balance sheets. So, according to a prominent XRP community member, there's a compelling theory. What if Ripple already committed most of its escrow holdings to institutions? In that case, the token might still look locked in escrow, but they're essentially earmarked. If that's true, then to build fresh treasury of XRP, Ripple might need to raise new capital rather than rely solely on its escrow. And the report recently by Bloomberg suggests Ripple is looking at raising up to $1 billion in order to launch its own XRP treasury. We've seen something similar actually recently with Chainlink, and they built their own treasury within their own ecosystem. So here are some key points to consider, three of them. And by the way, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below as we roll through this. The escrow data is public, but it doesn't necessarily reveal if the tokens have been pre-allocated or not. So that's something we need to kind of unpack more and find out. Now, if most escrow is already tied up, Ripple may have limited free, quote unquote, free XRP to deploy without really impacting the market or violating any, internal commitments they have. And then thirdly, raising new funds gives them more flexibility. It gives them fresh inventory and possibly a cleaner treasury designation. So while Ripple might still use some escrowed XRP, this approach could offer strategic advantages moving forward. So what does this mean for XRP's market and its ecosystem? There are several implications here. You've got supply impact. If Ripple's buying big, that pulls real-world supply out of circulation, potentially tightening the available XRP for trading or the market movement. This is extremely bullish for XRP's price. You've also just got the confidence signal here, the decision to go all in and raise capital, $1 billion potentially, indicates confidence in XRP's long-term value proposition. And it might also signal that Ripple expects further adoption and, of course, more regulation to hit as well. Then you've got number 3, institutional tokenization. So as more institutions build XRP treasuries, the demand may come not just from traders like us, but from corporate treasurers. In addition to this, tokenization platforms. We're talking about large-scale institutional holders. And number 4 is this escrow transparency challenge that Ripple faces, the community is going to be asking for more clarity. Like, if escrow holdings are committed, what's truly free for Ripple to use? And I think this is a fair question to ask. That impacts transparency and trust amongst retail investors. And the fifth thing we're considering here, if Ripple times the treasury launch with major ecosystem events, e.g., for example, payment infrastructure, big adoption, regulatory clarity, this could certainly amplify the effect that we see over time. So there are some caveats and some key things to watch. The $1 billion raise is unconfirmed right now by Ripple, but it has been reported by Bloomberg. And we also have the legal regulatory risk. Ripple's still navigating the global regulatory environments, especially in the United States. They've done a phenomenal job outside the US. But in order to make these large treasury moves, they want to make sure that that doesn't really attract more scrutiny on them. Of course, they just recently got out of the 4-year lawsuit. And then you got market reaction. Buying a lot of XRP is great if price rises, but if market sentiment turns, then holding a huge, large centralized treasury could turn to be a liability for some. And then you've got the tokenization commitments. If escrow holdings are already committed, what happens if tokenization deals don't materialize as expected? So this is something else to consider. But to sum it up, Ripple's possibly shifting from simply using its escrow in order to basically build a dedicated XRP treasury, which could reshape supply dynamics and signal huge confidence in the network's future. So if they're going to actively build a dedicated XRP treasury, this becomes a game changer. And it's going to demand a lot of things: transparency, execution, market reaction. And we're going to have to just watch and see how this plays out. But if you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button, guys. Subscribe for more crypto deep dives like this. Tell us in the comments, do you think Ripple's treasury strategy is smart, or do you think it's risky? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Links down below if you want to join our private community for 66 cents a day. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and we'll see you guys in the next video.